Hey everyone and welcome back to the Trip Window. Australia is vast, wild and endlessly diverse. A land of sun-baked deserts, lush rainforests and pristine beaches. Where wildlife thrives, cities buzz and the Outback stretches to the horizon. Join us on a journey through Australia's landscapes, culture and natural wonders. Australia's cities are the vibrant, beating hearts of a vast and ancient continent. They are dynamic hubs of culture, commerce and creativity, each with a unique personality, yet all sharing a profound connection to the stunning natural landscapes that surround them. Our journey into urban Australia begins in its largest and most iconic metropolis, Sydney, a city that dazzles the senses from the moment you arrive. Here, the world-famous Opera House unfurls its white sails against the brilliant blue of the harbour, a masterpiece of 20th century architecture that seems to float on the water. It's a symbol not just of a city but of a nation's creative ambition. Looming over it all is the colossal Harbour Bridge, affectionately known as the Kothinya. More than just a thoroughfare, it's an adventure waiting to be conquered. Every day, intrepid climbers scale its arches, rewarded with a breathtaking 360-degree panorama of the sprawling city. But Sydney's soul is intrinsically tied to its waterways. A fleet of green and gold ferries crisscrosses the harbour, connecting the bustling central business district to charming waterside suburbs and the golden sands of its famous beaches. Life here is lived outdoors. From the iconic Bondi beach, where surfers carve through turquoise waves, to the historic cobblestone streets of the Rocks, where the nation's colonial story began. Sydney is a city of endless discovery, a dazzling fusion of natural beauty and urban sophistication. Travel south and the atmosphere shifts. Welcome to Melbourne, the nation's capital of culture, coffee and cool. Where Sydney is all sun-drenched spectacle, Melbourne is a city of hidden depths, rewarding those who wander its labyrinthine laneways. These narrow arteries are the city's creative pulse. Canvases for ever-changing street art, home to hole-in-the-wall cafes, and doorways to clandestine rooftop bars. The scent of freshly ground coffee is Melbourne's signature perfume. This is a city that has elevated the humble brew into an art form, a cornerstone of daily life. Beyond the laneways, Melbourne's passion for sport is legendary. The roar of the crowd at the Melbourne Cricket Ground is a sound that unites the city. Its love for the arts is just as fervent, with world-class galleries, theatres and live music venues in every neighbourhood. From the bohemian chic of Fitzroy to the seaside charm of St Kilda, where little penguins parade at dusk, Melbourne is a city of distinct villages, each with its own story to tell. Heading north into the subtropics, we find Queensland's dynamic duo. Brisbane, the river city, has blossomed into a sophisticated, forward-thinking hub. The Brisbane River is its lifeblood, flanked by the lush South Bank parklands and a vibrant cultural precinct. Life here is relaxed and al fresco, embracing the balmy climate. Just an hour drive south, the vibe shifts into high gear. This is the Gold Coast, Australia's playground. A dazzling stretch of golden sand is its main attraction, where world-class surf breaks meet thrilling theme parks and a non-stop nightlife. Further south lies Adelaide, a city of quiet elegance and refined taste. Meticulously planned with wide boulevards encircled by beautiful parklands, it's a city that breathes. But don't mistake its grace for a lack of energy. Adelaide is a UNESCO city of music and the heart of Australia's festival culture. It's also the gateway to some of the world's most celebrated wine regions, like the Barossa Valley. With its bustling central market and a cornucopia of fresh local produce, Adelaide is a paradise for foodies, a city that savours a good life. Finally, we cross the continent to Perth, one of the most isolated major cities on Earth. This isolation has forged a unique identity, defined by brilliant sunshine and a deep connection to the Indian Ocean. The city is blessed with an abundance of natural beauty, from Kings Park, one of the world's largest inner-city parks, to a coastline strung with pristine white sand beaches. Just a short ferry ride away is Rottnest Island, a protected nature reserve and home to the impossibly cute and famously friendly quokka. Perth is a city that feels both modern and wild, a thriving urban centre on the edge of a vast, untamed frontier. From Sydney's iconic grandeur to Melbourne's artistic soul, from the sun-soaked energy of the north to the refined tastes of Adelaide and the remote beauty of Perth, Australia's cities are far more than just concrete jungles. They are vibrant, diverse ecosystems, each with a distinct personality shaped by its history, its people, and its profound connection to the coast and the land. In every laneway, on every beach, and in every skyline, you'll find a different facet of the Australian dream, a dynamic blend of modern life and timeless natural beauty. Australia is a continent of contrasts, a landmass so ancient and isolated it has evolved in ways unlike anywhere else on Earth. Forged in fire and shaped by millennia of wind and water, it is a place of staggering scale and raw, untamed beauty. It's a sunburnt country, as the poets say, a land of sweeping plains, of droughts and flooding rains. Here, the fiery, arid heart of the vast interior stands in stark opposition to the lush, life-giving arteries of its sprawling coastlines. This is a land of extremes, where nature's artistry is displayed on the grandest of canvases. Nowhere is this life-giving force more apparent than in the Great Barrier Reef. This is not merely a reef. It is a living, breathing colossus, the largest biological structure on the planet, so immense it is visible from space. Descending beneath the surface is like entering another dimension. The silence of the world above is replaced by the gentle crackle of parrotfish nibbling on coral and the hum of a billion tiny lives. An explosion of colour greets the eye, with thousands of species of fish, from the smallest damselfish to the majestic manta ray, weaving through intricate forests of hard and soft corals. Sea turtles drift with ancient grace, while shy reef sharks patrol the deeper channels. But this vibrant world is fragile. Rising ocean temperatures threaten its very existence, causing coral bleaching, a phenomenon that starves the coral of its colour and life. The fight to preserve this underwater marvel is one of humanity's great conservation challenges, a race against time to protect a world of unparalleled wonder. From the vibrant coast, we journey deep into the nation's spiritual heartland, the Outback. This is a landscape defined by its vastness, a sea of red earth under an immense, star-filled sky. The silence here is profound, broken only by the whisper of the wind, and rising from the flat desert plains is the iconic monolith, Uluru. More than just a geological wonder, Uluru is a deeply sacred place for the local Anangu people, the traditional custodians of this land. It is a living cultural landscape where every cave, crevice, and waterhole holds a story from the Jukupa, the creation period often called the Dreamtime. As the sun journeys across the sky, Uluru transforms, shifting through a palette of ochre, fiery orange, and deep violet. Not far away, the 36 domes of Kata Juta, or the Olgas, rise in silent congregation, holding their own powerful stories. To walk here is to walk through a library of time, where the stories of the world's oldest living culture are written into the very rock itself. Australia's ancient character is also preserved in its rainforests, green jewels that feel like a journey back to the dawn of time. In the far north of Queensland, the Daintree rainforest is the oldest on the planet, a relic from the supercontinent of Gondwana. It is a unique ecosystem where the rainforest literally tumbles down to meet the Great Barrier Reef. This dense, emerald world is home to species found nowhere else, including the magnificent and elusive cassowary, a modern-day dinosaur. Further west, in the Northern Territory, lies Kakadu National Park. This landscape is a masterpiece, granted a dual World Heritage listing for both its natural and cultural significance. Here, rugged escarpments tower over sprawling wetlands teeming with birdlife and prehistoric saltwater crocodiles. But Kakadu's greatest treasure is its galleries of rock art, some dating back over 20,000 years. These intricate paintings provide an extraordinary record of Aboriginal life, documenting everything from creation stories to the arrival of the first European ships. Along Australia's southern edge, the landscape tells a different story, one of raw elemental power. Here, the Great Ocean Road snakes its way along the coastline, a ribbon of asphalt clinging to dramatic cliffs. This road is more than just a scenic drive. It is the world's largest war memorial, painstakingly built by soldiers returning from World War I. Its most famous landmarks are the 12 Apostles, colossal limestone stacks that stand defiant against the relentless fury of the Southern Ocean. Carved by time and tide, these sentinels are a testament to the power of erosion. They are a landscape in motion. Some have fallen, and new ones are constantly being sculpted from the cliffs. Nearby, the tragic beauty of Lockhart Gorge whispers tales of shipwrecks and survival, its calmer waters a stark contrast to the churning sea just beyond its entrance. This is a coastline that reminds us of nature's immense power and its ability to both create and destroy. From the silent, sun-scorched deserts to the kaleidoscopic reefs, from forests that predate humanity to cliffs being reshaped before our very eyes, Australia's landscapes are a profound narrative of deep time, resilience and breathtaking beauty. These are not just places to be seen, but worlds to be experienced, ancient, powerful, and alive with stories. They are a vital part of the planet's natural and cultural heritage, a treasure to be explored, understood, and above all, protected for all time. In Australia, the wild is not a distant concept. It is a constant, breathing presence. This is a land shaped by millennia of isolation, a continental island that drifted apart from the rest of the world, allowing life to evolve on a completely different trajectory. The result is a living museum of evolution, a kingdom of creatures found nowhere else on Earth. At the heart of this unique biodiversity are the marsupials, mammals that raise their young in a pouch, a remarkable adaptation that has allowed them to thrive across this vast and often harsh continent. The most iconic of these is the kangaroo. To see them grazing at dawn is to witness a truly Australian spectacle. They are not just one animal, but a diverse family, from the colossal red kangaroo of the arid centre, a master of surviving in extreme heat, to the social eastern greys that gather in mobs in the woodlands. Their method of movement, a powerful, energy-efficient hop, is an evolutionary marvel, enabling them to cover immense distances in search of food and water, a rhythmic pulse across the silent plains. High in the canopy of eucalyptus forests, another Australian icon leads a much more sedentary life. The koala, often mistaken for a bear, is a specialist. It survives on a diet of eucalyptus leaves, which are low in nutrition and toxic to most other animals. To conserve energy, koalas spend up to 20 hours a day sleeping. Their lives are slow-motion ballet of eating and resting. While they may look cuddly, they are wild animals facing significant threats from habitat loss and climate change, a fragile symbol of the delicate balance of this ecosystem. As dusk falls, other, more secretive creatures emerge. The wombat, a powerful, stocky burrower, trundles through the bush like a miniature bulldozer, engineering complex tunnel systems. And in the creeks and rivers, Australia's evolutionary eccentricity is on full display with the monotremes, the egg-laying mammals. The platypus, a semi-aquatic creature with a duck's bill, a beaver's tail, and venomous spurs, seems pieced together from a dream. Its cousin, echidna, shuffles through the undergrowth, a spiny anteater using its long, sticky tongue to feast on insects. These animals are living fossils, reminders of a more ancient branch on the mammalian family tree. The air itself is alive with sound and colour, from the raucous laughter of the kookaburra that echoes through the gum trees to the flash of vibrant plumage from rainbow lorikeets. And then there are the reptiles, ancient rulers of this land. In the tropical north, the saltwater crocodile, a prehistoric apex predator, commands the waterways with formidable power. On land, goannas patrol their territory with a confident swagger, their forked tongues tasting the air. This is a land that demands awareness and respect, where every creature, big and small, plays a vital role. This profound connection between life and land is nowhere more deeply understood than within Aboriginal culture. For over 65,000 years, Australia's first peoples have been the custodians of this continent. Their culture is the oldest living culture on Earth, and it is intrinsically woven into the very fabric of the landscape. For them, the land is not something to be owned, but a mother, a provider, a spiritual anchor. This connection is chronicled through the dreaming. Far more than simple stories of the past, the dreaming is an eternal, ever-present spiritual reality that explains the creation of the world, the laws of society, and the relationships between all living things. These narratives are mapped across the entire continent in a network of pathways known as songlines. They are recorded in stone, in some of the most ancient rock art galleries on the planet, and in the mesmerizing patterns of dot paintings. This art is a visual language where symbols can represent a waterhole, an animal track, or a sacred journey, telling complex stories that hold layers of meaning. Across Australia, there are places of immense power, sacred sites where dreaming events took place. Uluru, the great sandstone monolith that rises from the heart of the desert, is perhaps the most famous. But it is just one of thousands of sites, from rock formations and rivers to specific trees, that hold deep significance for their traditional owners. These are not just landmarks, they are living cultural landscapes. And to visit them is a privilege that requires profound respect and a willingness to listen to the ancient tales they hold. Today, this ancient land faces modern challenges. Bushfires, a natural part of the Australian ecosystem, are becoming more extreme. Invasive species and habitat loss continue to threaten its unique wildlife. But in the face of these challenges, there is a growing movement of conservation, a fight to protect this irreplaceable heritage. This effort is increasingly led by Indigenous ranger programs, which combine tens of thousands of years of traditional ecological knowledge with modern science, a powerful fusion of old and new. This deep connection to the land and its rhythm shapes the identity of modern Australia. It's in the vibrant beach culture that lines its coasts, the laid-back atmosphere of its sun-drenched cities, and the resilient spirit of those who call the vast, rugged Outback home. The story of Australia is a story of contrasts, of bustling, multicultural cities and the profound silence of the desert, of a young nation and an ancient culture, of incredible harshness and breathtaking beauty. It is a land that gets under your skin, a place of vibrant life and deep time, adventurous, unforgettable, and utterly unique. Australia is more than a destination. It is a continent of extremes, deserts, reefs, forests, and cities. A place where nature and culture coexist in stunning harmony. This is Australia. Wild, bold, unforgettable.